Hi guys, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year here from Smartphone Wars. And I'm starting the new year with a new budget phone. And today I will be doing a full review, gaming, battery life and everything you need to know about the new Meizu Note 8. So if you're looking at this phone or you're looking at the phone around $200, I suggest you keep watching and this might be the phone for you. The Note 8 is the direct successor of the Meizu Note 6, which I have a video review and you should check that out. It supports the new Snapdragon 632, has a large battery and it has a powerful camera sensor on the back, but it's also missing a notch. That's right, this is an 18:9 phone in 2019 and I don't think that companies actually do that, but of course Meizu do that because they do what's practical and not what's popular. And speaking about practical, the Note 8 is pretty practical phone. It's got an LCD display, as I said, it's got a very nice sandblasted metal back, kind of like the OnePlus 5 and 5T, really feels premium, and also has a fast charging feature, which a lot of budget phones really don't have. But onto the phone itself. Really thin bezels on the sides, very thin top and bottom ones, unlike what Xiaomi, Oppo and Vivo are doing at this price point. So when it comes to design, I think this phone has absolutely everything beat on the market, but that comes with the cost that it's still rocking the micro USB. But as a bonus, you do get the headphone jack back that I know a lot of you, especially at the budget price range, really care about. There really isn't anything budget about this phone when you handle it. It just feels so premium. A few years back, this would definitely have been a flagship build quality, and it's really nice for Meizu to say to their fans and general smartphone users, okay, we care about the photo experience, we care about design, and we care about display, and we also care about modern features like Face ID unlock, which the Meizu Note 8 supports, and stuff like fast charging, of course, which I already mentioned. The handling of the phone is really well because it's light and it's practically thinner than most phones at this price range, and thanks to the curved sides, it's even thinner than a lot of flagships today as well. The Meizu Note 8 is run and powered by Meizu's Android skin, which is called Flyme, and this is powered by the Flyme 7 global ROM. So this is the global version because it has an H on the back. This means all Google services are pre-installed and you do get band 20 support and all of the US bands. So this phone will probably work anywhere around the world with dual 4G and has a wide array of languages available. And now I will be cracking on about Flyme 7 because there's a lot to talk about. First of all Meizu phones have a balanced and performance mode battery feature. Don't be afraid to turn on the performance mode because it doesn't drain really that much more battery, and I've just loved that Meizu have introduced a new power saving feature from the display, which handles contrast differently in different scenarios, thus saving you battery life, giving you even more battery life. And in Flyme 7 you can switch if you want vertical or horizontal multitasking windows at just a press of a button. This is a very customizable user interface. You can also choose to navigate using touch gestures, the traditional 3 buttons, or Meizu's own M back system, which I really love. It's just a shame that this does not have the pressure sensitive M back key like the M6S and higher end models, but it's still quite nice and easy to use, and you can use it to actually do multitasking by swiping left or right to open your recent apps, pressing once to go back and holding it to go to home, just like you would with any home button. And my favorite new feature is basically the side app drawer. You just slide anywhere on the sides and you basically have an app drawer because all the app drawers are like alphabetically ordered. So this is a very cool feature that I end up using a lot because I am using the Meizu 16 Plus as my daily driver for like a while now, and it's pretty rocking. And nice to see that a budget phone like the Meizu Note 8 still has that. And what else does it have? It has speed in abundance. I don't know for what reason, but the Snapdragon 632 feels faster than any Snapdragon 636 phone I've ever tested, especially ones from Xiaomi, in particular like the Redmi Note 5 and Redmi Note 6 Pro. It does have the Snapdragon 632 does have the CPU from the 636, but it does have the GPU from the 625. So it's a chip that's meant to run fast your daily activities like multitasking, opening and closing apps. But it's a bit light on the gaming performance, which you'll see later on in my gaming segment, of course. Another really cool feature is that Flyme OS can also do split screen multitasking with like all the apps that can do it, and you don't have to have the app running in the background like most phones to be able to use the multitasking. You can just start it anew. Now on back to the Snapdragon 632, here are all the benchmarks. As I said, it's just dead on between the Snapdragon 625, which scores around 75,000 points, and the Snapdragon 636, which scores around 115,000-120,000 points. Other stuff really is quite okay in this price range. One thing I was actually astounded was the battery life on this phone was absolutely amazing. Definitely today's 5K usage plus, and the fast charging is really good because you're able to charge the full battery in just 2 hours. And now you hear that the Meizu Note 8 has perhaps one of the best sounding speakers in this price range. And naturally, I keep babbling on about the display. It's an LCD panel. It can do 60 Hz, 1080p videos, and as I said, it doesn't have a notch, just a full-on 18:9 display. As far as LCD panels go at this price range, this one is really, really good. Very deep blacks, really good contrast ratio, and really good colors. Playing an hour of YouTube video on a 1080p just drains around 5-6% of battery, so you're looking at like 20 hours of YouTube watching on a single charge, which is pretty amazing. And here's what the display actually looks like when you're watching high-end videos. There is no HDR support, but that's natural because this is a below $200 price point phone. Still, I would definitely have to say it's on par with the Redmi Note 6 Pro, 5, and anything that Xiaomi has to offer at this price point, if not a little bit better. So night visibility is also pretty damn good on this phone. And now, of course, I keep babbling on, and it's now come to gaming. As I mentioned, the Snapdragon 632 carries the same graphics processor, the Adreno 506 from the 625, but it receives a slight boost thanks to the more powerful CPU than the 625, which results in slightly better gaming performance than Snapdragon 625, around the Snapdragon 630 level, if you might not. Don't expect games to run at high settings, especially like very demanding ones, which have a lot of complex geometry and require a more powerful chip to run. But the Snapdragon 632 was able to run any game I was throwing at it with mid and some high-end settings at pretty stable frame rates, like the Lineage 2 Revolution, for instance, which is one of the best looking games on Android. Ran quite well in normal settings, which is again a little bit better than what you would get with the Snapdragon 625. But most of you are probably wondering and looking at PUBG Mobile. The Snapdragon 632 and the Meizu Note 8 run PUBG Mobile very decently, but with a few frame rate hiccups at the balanced settings. So if you're looking for graphics fidelity, you won't find it here. However, if you're looking for great battery life out gaming, the Meizu Note 8 has that. Playing around an hour of PUBG or Lineage 2 Revolution drains somewhere between 15 and 20% battery on the Meizu Note 8. So theoretically, you're looking at 5 to 6 hours of non-stop gaming on full charge, which a lot of the phones can do. And the Snapdragon 636 actually does the same with 4000 mAh battery. So the 632 is definitely a lot more power efficient than the 636, which is a good food for thought here. Now on to the photography part. The Meizu Note 8 has absolutely the same camera sensors like the 6 or the Note 6 series, which is not bad because they're really good. It has like a 20-second manual mode, which you can do autofocus and everything, ISO to go 3200. You also have the portrait mode, and you can do 2 times kind of like optical zoom on objects. It's a shame that the phone doesn't support auto HDR at the moment, but I think it's that should be coming in like future releases or something. The portrait mode is good as for real persons as for objects. Overall, the photo quality of this phone is really good, especially with HDR turned on. Even in like low light environments indoors, it retains a lot of detail. But so do a lot of 200 phones right now, like the Redmi Note 6 Pro, like the Realme U Pro or whatever, Honor 8X and such. So the companies have gotten better at this price range, but Meizu is definitely not lagging behind. It may not be the best camera phone at this price range, but it's definitely one of the top 3 at the market today. So I don't think anybody buying this phone will be disappointed by the camera performance, front or back camera. And this is just the first software iteration of the phone. With a few updates, naturally the camera will be ironed out and it will become even better. But as it is such, shots like these were never possible up until recently. And I have to say that the Meizu Note 8's sensors deliver better image quality than the Redmi Note 6 Pro and Redmi Note 5 in like really low light environments. And if you think that the 8 megapixel front cam is bad, it's far from bad. It's actually a really decent shooter. It's very reliable in like any low light situation, even in low light. So I don't think anybody will be disappointed at that. The video quality is very good. However, there's no optical stabilization and it's again as good as it gets at this price point. Meizu could have introduced some electronic stabilization, but there isn't one, and as such the Redmi Note 6 Pro and like Mi Max 3 have a bit better and more stable video than the Meizu M8 Note. So this has been it for my Meizu Note 8 review. You can buy the phone from the link in the description below. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like it and subscribe to my channel for more honest reviews like these, and have a happy and successful 2019.